What's going on, guys? I'm back with another tutorial for you in Final Cut Pro. What we're doing today is speed ramps. So speed ramps, it's kind of a trick to help you out with like transitions and make drawn out clips look a little more spicy, I guess you could say. I don't know. It gives it that kind of effect that, you know, it makes it so your clip isn't boring, essentially. Before we jump into the computer, I wanted to tell you a couple things that you need to do before you end up putting it into Final Cut Pro. Number one, you need to make sure that you're shooting in 60 frames per second or 120 or higher. I mean, if you have the capabilities of that, if you want it to be super slow-mo. I typically stick with mine around 60 frames per second just because I'm not doing super slow motion. I'm just kind of getting that like dreamy effect type thing. Number two, you're going to want to double your shutter speed the same amount of your frames per second, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is, let's say I'm shooting in 60 frames per second. What I'm going to do is double my shutter speed. So it's going to be 1/120th of a second for the shutter speed. And the reason for that is because if you go a little too slow, then you're going to start getting like this choppy effect, and it's not going to look good. Make sure that you always double your shutter speed of your frame rate. Number three, you want to make sure that your clip is long enough so that way when you do these speed transitions, they're gonna actually have enough room to have like the speed up and the slow down and the speed up and the slow down, if that makes sense. You'll see when we hop in here, which is actually what we're gonna do now. So let's go ahead, hop in the computer. Now that we're in Final Cut Pro, what I'm going to do is I have my clip already in here. I'm not gonna color grade it or anything like that. That will probably be another video. What we have here is just a video I took back in Arizona of my cousin's car. It is a video by itself. If you guys want to check that out, it is on my YouTube. I figured I'd show you guys how I did this transition or this speed ramp. We have the clip. It's just playing normal. Don't judge me on it because it was a while ago when I did this, and this like didn't have very good, what do you call it, like autofocus and stuff like that, and I wasn't too thrilled about this, but I made it work. What we're going to do is we select our clip, right? I'm at the beginning of the clip, and then this is going to be the long way. So this right here is I always call it like the miles per hour, because it's going to show you, it's, you know, something you select for the speed, essentially. So they put like a little gauge on it. So you can slow it down to 50%, 25%, 10%. You can speed it up 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, 20 times. Normal, hold, blade speed is what we're going to be messing with. So blade speed, let's say, okay, I'm gonna go through the clip, and right here I want it to slow down, right? So I'm gonna go ahead, go up here, click blade speed, and as you see, it gives me a normal 100% and then this one as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit Command plus to zoom in so I can see a little bit more, right? Now let's see. So this I want to speed up, right? So I am going to speed it up by 4 times. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, so not too bad. Now these little markers right here, so this line right here, if you move it, you see how it's getting rid of some of, it's like turning things back to purple and gray and stuff like that. So that is going to be the, like, how long the speed ramp is. So in other words, if you're speeding into something else, then it's gonna gradually go up, right? So it's just gonna go, right? That is what controls that. If you want it to be just a quick, then obviously make it smaller. If you want it to be longer gradually, then shorten it. Now if you select right here, this line, as you can see the percentage going more down, it's because it's slowing it down because I'm extending the clip. If I wanted to go faster, I'd move it more this way, right? Which, that don't look bad, but to be honest, I think what I'm going to do is speed it up just a little bit more. Let's do ×8. Let's see what that does. Okay. So now I want it to end, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select right here, and I'm going to show you guys a shortcut that I always use. What you're going to do is hit Shift B, and you see it created a cut in the top, not the actual clip itself, okay? So now I have this 100% normal, and then I'm going to change this. We're going to go and speed it up, right? So it's going to cut to about, let's see, we'll do about right here, right? So Shift B again. So now we're going to speed this up ×8, because that's what I used last time. It doesn't have to be the exact same. You can mess around and do whatever you want, but I generally try to keep it the same. So now we can mess around with this if we want, but let's go ahead and take a look. So sped up, slow down, sped up, slow down. I'm going to close this down a little bit, and then right about here I'm going to go ahead and do Shift B, and then I'm going to bring it to about right here, Shift B. This is going to be fast, ×8, and I'm just going to cut it right here, Shift B, and then we're just going to end it like that. So let's see, where was I? Normal, and then Shift B. I forgot to put a cut in there. ×8. So now let's see what it looks like. Just a quick little run through. So not too bad, right? Now, like I said, you can play around with different numbers. You can play around with the length of the speed ramps and how fast you want them, how slow you want them. You can always make these slower. Like, it doesn't have to be normal. So like, let's say I want to slow it just that. So now that's super slow. See, and I don't really particularly care for that. I like the normal, because it feels like it's just, you know, kind of going through. But that is how you do it. Let's put this back to normal. So these little lines up here are showing that it's rendering, and it's, you know, making it so it runs smoothly. So I'm just gonna wait for those to be done like that. So now, if we watch it, not too bad, right? So yeah, speed ramping is not too hard. It's pretty simple. It did take me a while to kind of get the grasp of it, especially when you're trying to do like transitions into other clips. But the easiest way that I can kind of explain it is, I don't know if maybe you guys rode BMX or skateboard or rollerblade or scooters or whatever. Same thing with like dirt bikes. Like you hit a jump and then you kind of slow down up in the air, and then you're coming back down and speeding back up, right? With doing that, that's kind of how this is. So like, let's say you want to make a cool transition into a clip. So you're going to want to slow it down so you can see what it is. And then once it comes down and speeds right back up, right when it speeds back up, you're going to want to have the same type of speed in the next clip. So speed ramps are good for transitioning into clips. They're cool for little, you know, TikTok videos or YouTube or Reels on Instagram. It's pretty fun. I enjoy them. I do them quite a bit. If you have any questions on how to speed ramp, go ahead and comment down in the comment section, and I'll try to answer you as best I can. So yeah, just like, share, subscribe, all that, and stay tuned for the next video. Not quite sure what it's going to be yet, but it will be next Monday. I'm going to start trying to post on every Monday for you guys. Alright, so stay tuned. Peace. Oh.